So with the release of a new Call of Duty video game trailer, it's time for me to bring you another episode of Black Ops 2 tips and tricks. And today I'm bringing you, as many people know, the release video for the Black Ops 2 multiplayer reveal. And today I'm going to be giving you a little bit of a breakdown. Probably not going to go as in depth as I have done before, because those videos take an awful lot of time, but I'm going to try and give you as much kind of trailer breakdown information and what I can gather from this, like as much as I can. So we're going to start off here, jumping in right at the beginning. So the first thing you see are these two big windmills, and you hear a lot of sound being generated from them. This could hint towards the kind of audio visual scenery is coming back from Black Ops 1. So I'm not going to look too much into that because it's just a windmill, but you can be thinking, you know, like you had in Black Ops where you had the trains going along the side. Maybe that's going to have another impact, so it's not going to be as headset heavy based game. However, when you move on to the second clip, you can actually hear the guy running up to the top of this broken plane, so that kind of implies that sound touring is going to be an aspect of the game and you are going to be able to hear the footsteps. So as you come into the first person view of this player here, as you can see on the left, there is actually a kind of loadout menu of what the guy is actually using. What I can gather from this is, I think this is probably, we're in the theatre mode aspect of the game here, and on the left I think every time you go to a new character or you start up a new game or change custom class, this will pop up on a wall or in the air somewhere, so it gives you a quick little overview of what they're actually using, kind of making it easier for YouTube viewers to see what the gameplay commentator's class loadout actually is. So jumping right into it, in the bottom right hand corner of the screen you can see the usual ammo display counter, and it's gone back to the normal numerical stance, which is something I quite like. It's kind of easier on the eye rather than seeing all the little different rounds in the bottom right. And it's also got the Modern Warfare 3 style of kill streaks up to the right hand side, and from there I think what I can decipher is the kamikaze kind of drop bomb ships which we saw in the single player reveal trailer, the quadropers which obviously I think are going to be user controlled, and then the top one I think is an attack helicopter of some sort. As usual, in the bottom left hand corner of the screen there is the score count of what the actual game mode you're actually playing, and what I think this is you'll see you pick up 2 kills in a minute. I think this is team deathmatch or free-for-all base, so I think it's team deathmatch. As you can see, there's 2 green player triangles in the top left hand minimap, so that was what I'm thinking. Or maybe it could be a 3v3v3 kind of game modes, because it's quite a big map from what I can see here, but I'm not going to kind of speculate too much on that. The next thing you see is the player actually throwing a 2-stun combination, or a shock charge as it's actually going to be called, and from what I can gather it kind of acts just as a normal stun grenade, putting your enemies off balance and, you know, off the aim a little bit, leading to 2 easy kills for the player here. One thing I did find quite interesting about this opening sequence is in the bottom right hand corner of the image, just above the ammo counter, it does actually have a select fire kind of text there, implying that you can have semi-auto and auto fire or 3-round burst on any weapon. So I think it's going to be an attachment, and I think that's something pretty cool which will come to the game. Obviously I kind of did outline that in my what I'd like to see in Black Ops 2, so maybe they took influence from that, but I highly doubt it. So that's something I've really enjoyed seeing in this opening trailer so far. Moving on then, looks like we're going to get our first glimpse at what is going to be either a kill streak or an attachment. I think more of a kill streak, kind of kill streak scope which pops up onto your weapon. Obviously the X-ray vision, which there's been a lot of hype and speculation about. What I think this scope is mounted on at the moment, it looks kind of like a P90-esque weapon, as you'll see at the end of this clip. Could be an LMG because it's got a big mag, but I think it's probably going to be a bit of a submachine gun because it seems to be light in handling. But as I was saying, this looks like one of the first kind of glimpses we're going to get into the X-ray vision kind of kill streak attachment, maybe, which pops up on your gun. As you see, as he scopes down sight just here, we're going to pause it here, you can see the guy just come around the corner on the right and the guy coming around the corner right at the bottom. So obviously I'm hoping it's going to be limited to about this range or something, just so you can use it for a couple of corners coming up and not all the way across the map. But I think it's going to be quite cool. It's going to give a new concept to the game. Obviously it's going to have a bit of pre-fire, is going to be a bit of an element if you're using this, but obviously you're going to be able to counter this if you can manage to earn this kill streak, if it is, or have this attachment as well. I think it's more than likely going to be a kill streak, so it's not overpowered. But if if everyone has the chance to get it, then I don't think it's going to be overpowered. So I'm really kind of liking the look of this so far. The next thing you see is the incredible cinematic shot of the dolphin dive. So that is definitely making a return, and that's something I'm really looking forward to, because it was just fun just dolphin diving off ridiculously high buildings and falling to your death. But something quite fun, silly I enjoyed. See a dolphin diving into smoke. The second thing I see here is just after he's dolphin dived, it looks like this guy was somewhat obviously concealed by the smoke, but he could have some sort of quick kill streak or stealth perk, which made him harder to spot, shall we say. Maybe invisible, I'm not quite sure yet, but once he gets tagged by a bullet on this X-ray vision gun thing or attachment kill streak, then obviously he comes visible again and he's able to pick up the kill. Moving on to the next clip then, this time we can actually see it's definitely an LMG, or what I kind of suspect to be an LMG, with the 100 magazine size with a 400 clip backup. And obviously he's got 3 kill streaks set up down the right. But one of the most interesting things in this clip is the return of the hybrid sight. Some people have been kind of speculating that this is kind of an auto-changing sight, but it looks very similar to the hybrid sight from Modern Warfare 3, where you just press a button to slip it down a level or up a level of the magnification. So that looks like what he's been doing in this clip. And then moving on, he kind of deploys something that looks a bit like a kind of shot grenade we saw earlier, but in a turret form. So it's very intriguing. What it seems to do is kind of stun and shutter the enemies. I don't know if it affects kind of their screen, how they can see what it looks like, but it definitely causes a little bit of havoc to them. So that's something to look out for. Obviously it's going to be, I suspect, quite hard deploying in the heat of battle like that, as it showed in the trailer. But it seems to work pretty effectively, allowing him to change his magnification and then pick up a nice cheeky little double kill there. On to the next clip then, we see as you walked in, it's called, the player I think was called Fly Swatter, or maybe that was the class he was using. But you see he's taking down a quad rotor, or one of the Dragonfire as they're called, kill streaks in this game. So obviously shows that it's not too hard to take down. However, that you might actually need a perk to make it a little bit easier to take down the kill streaks, which I think would be a good thing if it meant that like the kill streaks go down in half as many bullets. Then I think a lot of players would actually use that rather than actually switching to their secondary, because sometimes, let's be honest, that can be a bit of a faff. So sometimes you prefer to just spray in them and kind of take it down that way. So after that, you get to see a little cheeky insight to the Dragonfire. You see its first person HUD and blowing up that car to get a plus 25 kill. So you don't seem to get as much XP in these, so maybe they're trying to keep them incorporated into the game, but obviously if they're quite easy to get kills, take down the XP to kind of give you an incentive to use other weapons and kill streaks. So I'm not quite sure with that, but maybe that was just what it's always going to be. So after the Dragonfire kill streaks going on a little bit of a tear, you see what looks a bit like a Stinger and a Javelin all tied into one with a heads-up display, but obviously that's just showing that you can lock onto these Dragonfires and take them down quite easily. So obviously emphasis on the team support and team play. One of the more interesting aspects of this trailer is definitely this clip coming up here, which is of course the riot shielders, the bane of some gameplay commentators' lives. However, this seems to have kind of turned it into what looks like to be a somewhat viable weapon. Maybe it's not going to be a weapon, maybe it's going to be a kill streak that you get to pick up a riot shield, because you see as the clip plays on here that they actually place it down like a little bit of a turret, get a nice little hole in it, and then can actually fire through that. So I'm intrigued to know whether that's actually going to be a weapon and you can only use a secondary weapon through it, or whether it's actually going to be a kill streak where you can use your primary assault rifle, which these guys seem to be doing here. And then next thing you see is a cinematic of this kind of care package helicopter which drops down this beastly little turret. Now we're going to get a little bit of turret gameplay here. It does say hold X to exit, so you can obviously bail out at any point if you feel you're going to be crept up on. But once again, you're only picking up 25 kills in here for the kills. So don't know, maybe they're taking down the points you get when you're actually in kill streaks to kind of put more emphasis on gun-to-gun battles in order to make you kind of level up the old-fashioned way. One of the final clips we're going to be covering is this kind of only use me blade type sprint deagle Volva clip. So you see he sprints over to this guy and picks up a 2-shot kill with what looks like a 44 Magnum lookalike. But then the interesting thing is he actually switches to his combat knife, which is a good thing, which kind of implies you might have to switch to your knife, or maybe it's a kind of ballistic knife lookalike, but I'm hoping, as I always get a panic knife, hoping that you have to switch to your knife in order to get a knife kill. So that would imply you can't actually panic knife, and for someone like me that would be a huge leap in Call of Duty, because I get so infuriated when I get killed by the panic knife. So I'm hoping that's what it is, but it might just be a ballistic knife alternative. So there's a bit of analysis to be done now. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, but I'm hoping it's going to be a change to knife or in really low melee range like COD 2 was. As you see, the Tomahawk is making a return with that beautiful headshot there with the rainbow ellipse glow behind it. So you see they've kept some elements of the previous Black Ops game, brought in brand new ones, so I'm really excited for that and really looking forward to that. I'm not going to lie, this clip coming up here with the sniper rifle was one of the most intriguing, exciting clips I've seen throughout this trailer, because I used to really enjoy sniping. It's kind of my enjoyment has dropped off over the previous games. However, when I saw this, I thought this was going to be really fun. I'm just going to go away from the sniping for a little bit. In the bottom left hand corner it does say 75 points to win. So it looks like it's the normal 750 points as it would be, or 7,500 in Modern Warfare 3. So that looks like the TDM setting. However, there's only him and a teammate on there. So maybe it's face off with a higher score limit, I'm not quite sure. But you'll see there's going to be more than just 2 players in this game as you watch the following clip. So you move on and you see he gets a scoped kill with the sniper rifle, nice and clean. It looked like quick scoping his back. But the interesting thing is he then overkills, so that's kind of suggesting that overkill is going to be a perk, or maybe you can have just 2 primary weapons straight out of the gate, so that would be quite cool. But he actually switches to an unscoped rifle and manages to pick up a triple kill out of nowhere. I don't know whether he's got deep impact or some perk like that on to pick up the juicy little quad feed, so that was very intriguing. I was quite excited about that. I'm looking forward to possibly making a few montages on this game if the sniping's anything like is suggested in this trailer. And then moving on to the final kill after he's picked up his beautiful quad feed, gets some sort of, might be kill streak, I'm not entirely sure what that is, I'm not going to speculate on that. But he then picks up what looks like to be an automatic shotgun, which I think looks quite good. The range doesn't look too overpowered at the moment, so I'm looking forward to see how that develops. Hopefully it's not too much like the Striker, but we will see in future times. But the C4 looks like it's got the kind of normal crosshair which you expect to see, but it's got a very fast detonation time, which is a good thing, because a lot of time, even with quick draw on Modern Warfare 3, I do get caught out when I'm throwing the C4 and trying to detonate it, so that looks quite good. And then he just manages to pick up a few kills at the end of here. And the thing you can see here is obviously the kamikaze drone. Don't know whether it's going to be a bit like the Predator from Modern Warfare 2, but as you can see, he comes in and completely destroys that guy there, leading into the outro. So I do hope you've enjoyed this so far, and this is going to be the last clip we're going to go on to here, which is going to be a shoutcast over the previous footage right at the beginning of this trailer. So it looks as though, as you can see right in the top centre of the screen, they've got all the scores up there. So it looks like we're going to have a very sleek and slick, like it was in Black Ops, unlike Modern Warfare 3 theatre mode, and looks like you might be able to spectate live. So they're catering very much towards the game battles and pro circuit for the game. So I think that's a very good thing. Obviously that's going to increase the longevity of the game for many users. So if you have enjoyed this, please consider maybe leaving a like and favourite if you're feeling absolutely fantastic, and subscribe if you want to see some more Black Ops 2 tips, tricks and what's up and coming and whatnot. And I'll see you guys later.